Hello, welcome to Be the Wolf. Today I want to talk to you about decisions. And this is a really important thing that you need to understand. The life that you are living right now, your business, your relationships, your health, every aspect of your life is a result of the decisions you have made. And I know I can hear the buts coming like, oh, but this thing happened to me and that thing happened to me. And da. Yes, things happen and things have happened to you. Some were good, some were not so good. And some of those things you did not have control over. But you did have control over what you chose to do when those things happened. And so, in that respect, the life you are living is a result of all the decisions you've made. And the thing is the decisions that you made 6 months ago, 1 year ago, 10 years ago are playing out in your life right now. Like if I had decided to not drop out of college, my life might very well look different than it does right now. But I made that decision and it was the right decision for me. But here's the other piece of it. There are no right or wrong decisions. Decisions are just a moment in time where you decide to do something, and you have the opportunity at every given moment to choose differently. You can choose something different. And when you choose something different, different things happen. But most of us are making the same decisions over and over and over again. Now, I bet you didn't know that the average person makes 35,000 decisions a day. Let me say that again, 35,000 decisions a day. You are making an average of 35,000 decisions a day. And I know that you're not aware of most of those decisions because most of those decisions are automatic. You're not even thinking about it. Like I just realized that I shook my head from side to side. I didn't consciously decide to do that, but it happened. It's a decision. Decisions are automatic. And by automatic, I mean that you've done them so many times that you don't even think about it. And because of that, you are operating on autopilot most of the time. And if you look at your life, you could probably say that there is a sort of consistency, that you have patterns that have repeated. And if you look at your life, there's sort of this general, let's say, amount of goodness that you've consistently had and a general amount of badness that you've consistently had. And this probably is consistent from the time you were young. If you look at the framework of your life from when you were young to when you are now, yes, many things are different. But let's look at this particular aspect of it. Think to yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much love did I feel when I was little? Let's say it's a 6. How much freedom did I have when I was little? Did I feel that I had? Let's call that a 6 too. How much peace did I feel? Did I feel a lot of anxiousness? Did I feel a lot of aggroness? Did I feel a lot of frustration? How much peace did you feel? Let's call that a 6. And how much joy? How much joy did you feel you were allowed to have when you were little? Let's just say it's a 6 also. So, peace, love, joy, freedom, and safety. How much safety did you have as a kid? Let's say it's all a 6 for you. For somebody, I'm sure those numbers are accurate. And then we look at our life as an adult, look at our life as a teenager, look at our life as in our 20s, in our 30s, 40s, 50s. And hopefully those numbers have increased. Hopefully by the time I'm in my 50s, I have let's level 10 freedom. That's what I want. Level 10 love. That's what I want. Level 10 safety, joy, peace. Yeah. And I'm sure that's what you want too. But the truth is, if you add a level 6 of all of those things, chances are you're still living at a level 6. Like you might have things, you might have a successful business, you might have a great house, you might have a husband or a wife, you might have kids, you might have on paper a life that looks like a 10, but the way it feels, still a 6. And so why is this? We'll go back to those decisions. Most of your decisions are automatic. Most of your decisions are operating on autopilot because there's this framework of the way life is. And that framework might be a level 6. So subconsciously, you will make decisions automatically to keep your life at a level 6 because that's what feels safe. That's what's known. And like I said, hopefully you've grown and you've shifted and you've expanded that cage, if you will. I've sometimes referred to this as your success zone. And hopefully yours has gotten bigger, that you're not still at a 6. You deserve more than that, don't you? And I know you've been working really hard in your life, following the rules, doing what you're told. Yeah, just do this, do X, Y, Z, make your business succeed, be this kind of person, and you'll have a great relationship. Go to counseling, go to therapy, do all of that shit. But it still leaves you at a level 6. So how the fuck do you get to a level 10? Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to start making different decisions. And making different decisions is gonna feel uncomfortable because your subconscious mind wants to keep you at that level 6 because it knows that you're alive, that you're okay, that the body is surviving, maybe not thriving, but it knows that the body is alive. And so anything you decide that might expand you to a level 7, 8, 9, or 10 in your freedom, your safety, your joy, your peace, your love is going to feel like, oh shit, that might be the thing that kills me. Because probably in the past, it was something that was not allowed, something you got in trouble for, something that was taken away. And so now you're living your life by these rules of creating a 6 over and over and over again. But you've got to make a different decision. I often tell my clients or my future clients when we're on a call and they're making that decision, whether they need to step in and work with me or not, I ask them if it feels a little bit scary. And if they say no, it doesn't feel scary at all, I know it's one of two things. They're completely shut down from their emotions and they can't feel anything. And that happens sometimes because a lot of people have been trained to stuff their emotions and to not feel and to just go through the motions instead of feeling and stretching into the experience of what life is. They've shut down their emotions to make that level 4, level 5, level 6 life feel not so bad. Or, so either they've shut down their emotions if it doesn't feel a little scary, or this work isn't going to work for them, which means either they're not ready for it or it's just not the right work for them. Because if something is going to give you something different in your life, it's going to feel a little bit scary. You're going to feel something. And so if you're out there looking, deciding with a coach or somebody to work with, if it just feels like, okay, you're going to either show up and do it the way you've always done it. So you're not going to get results. If you have a habit of trying things and not getting results, or it's not going to be the thing that's going to work for you. Because if it's going to create something different, your body is going to feel something. And so that's a sign. It's a good sign if you want to step into something and it feels a little bit scary. Like when you start thinking about it, we all get in our head and we start thinking about it like, oh, is this the right decision for me? And then all the voices stop. Oh, how much money is it going to cost? Oh, how much time is it going to be? Like, you shouldn't do that. Blah, 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 blah. Like, and then you think like, but I really want this. And you try to step in and it feels scary. I mean, that is a great sign. It's a sign that's going to get you something different. Now, I can't tell you if it'll get you the thing that you want, but I can tell you it will get you something different. And one of my mentors, Bucky O'Neill, he says that different is not always better, but better is always different. So when you're thinking about making those decisions, remember, to get something different, you have to decide to do it different. And by deciding to do it different isn't always, I'm going to go to the right instead of to the left. It's about how you are going to the right or to the left. Because if you're going to the left the same way that you're going to the right, chances are you're going to get the same result. Remember, I said some of those people that decision to step in to working with me or somebody that's actually going to help them get somewhere is not scary because they're not prepared to show up differently than how they've been doing things in the past, doing the other things that didn't work. And I know for me, I did this. I talk about this thing called employee mindset sometimes. And this is basically where you defer to somebody else to make the decision for you. You want them to provide the safety for you. You want them to provide the answers for you. You don't want to actually take responsibility. So sometimes you'll see this like with your clients, they'll want you to save them. They're not willing to actually do the work to save themselves. And the thing is the people who are doing this, I know I used to be one of them. They feel with their whole heart that they are working so hard to get the solution. And it's a very subtle thing that happens in the mind. It's a very subtle shift. Like you could be doing all the things. I did all the things. I was so good at all the things. All my coaches were like, I don't understand why nothing's working for you. You're so good at this. But there was that little distinction deep down inside of me that I wanted them to be the one who was responsible for it. I was deferring the responsibility to them for my safety, for the safety of my business. And because of that, nothing was actually working. Because there were slight little tiny automatic decisions that I was making that was sabotaging the effectiveness of everything I was doing. And these are so subtle. They're micro things. Just like when I said I didn't realize I had turned my head earlier, it's a thing that's so automatic and has been so ingrained in you when you have this mindset. that it's like your heart pumping blood. It's so automatic. It's a micro decision that happens below your awareness. And just consider that you have many decisions like that. And because of that, you're staying at that level 6 life. You're not getting that level 10 of the freedom, the joy, the peace, the safety, the love. But you need to know all of those things are accessible. You just have to change the way you make your decisions. Because if you're always making decisions to the same end, which subconsciously is to keep recreating that level 6 life, you're going to always get the same results. Now, my level 6 life might look different as a 40-year-old than it did as a 25-year-old. And it might seem like I've made so much progress, right? I have more money, I have a business, I have this, I have that. But the way it feels is the same, leaving you feeling unsatisfied. Because somewhere in your life, you felt a level 10. You felt a level 10 love, a level 10 joy, a level 10 freedom. And maybe it was just for a minute or 2 or 5, but you tasted it, so you know it's possible. And then that becomes the most horrific pain because you've tasted it. You know what that level 10 looks like, feels like, what it can be, but you just can't get there. You might tap it from time to time, but you can't hold it. You can't hold it because the base foundation of what your mindset is trying to recreate is a freaking level 6. And every time you hit that level 10, your subconscious mind is like, holy fuck, we're in danger and we have to start making decisions to sabotage this. So it's not the easiest thing to make decisions in a new way. You can make different decisions all day long, but you've got to make them in a new way. And so people talk about mindset, they talk about, being resilient, being consistent, doing all those things, but who do you have to be in order to be consistent for you? Because who I need to be consistent is going to be different than who you need to be in order to be consistent. But I can tell you one thing, always, to be consistent, to be all those qualities that the successful people have, to be those things is going to require you being in alignment with who you truly are, not in alignment with that you that's creating the level 6 life. And that means making decisions in a new way. And again, all those parts of you that are trying to create that level 6 life because that's safe are going to freak the fuck out. And that's okay. Welcome it. Lean into it. Let it feel icky and messy and just keep going. Choose over and over and over again to do it differently. And here's the secret, though. Here's the secret that you need to know about doing it differently. Is you want it to come from a different emotional place. So, if in your business you're doing everything because it feels like a have to, and it's out of obligation and out of necessity, you're going to have to switch that. Because if you're in that place, in that frequency of emotion, of obligation and necessity and have to, and if you're in that place, the decisions you make are going to create more of that, because that's what you're seeding those decisions with, right? If I plant a seed in a soil, in the dirt that is obligation and responsibility and have to and all those like negative shit that feels like crap, and you're planning in negative shit that feels like crap, what's going to grow? You got it. Negative shit that feels like crap. But if you can get yourself into a space of feeling good before you do some of those things, you're going to have access to something different. And when you have access to something different, you make your decisions in a new way. So if I'm sitting there working on my books, like that's a thing that I don't like to do. So I can do it from this place of obligation and necessity. Oh, I have to get it done. Or I can know that maybe it's not my favorite thing to do, and I can schedule it 10 minutes a day or, 30 minutes a week. And what do I do before that so that I'm doing it from a place of joy, of fun? And when you do it from a place of joy or fun, or you start it and you're in that space, you will burn through those tasks so much faster, so much easier. And obviously, as an entrepreneur, you want to delegate that stuff out that you don't like to do. But when you can actually do the things that you don't like to do from a place of joy, from a place of peace, from a place of freedom, then you will create space for new things to come in. You will be making the decision from a different place. You're not making it from the obligation and the have to and the blah. You're making it from this place of like, oh, when this gets done, I have more freedom. I know what's going on with my bills and my books and blah, 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 blah. I can see what's happening. And that feels really good. It's a very different place than like, oh, I have to get this done. So your results in your life are a result of the decisions you have made. You're making decisions typically to recreate the level of peace, love, joy, freedom, and safety that you had growing up. Whatever level that was, you're making decisions to recreate it over and over and over because that's the base level programming of your brain. And how can you stretch that zone? How can you do it differently? Make those decisions from a different emotional place. It's not just about making different decisions, it's about how you make those decisions and where those decisions come from. What kind of soil do you plant those seeds in? That will make all of the difference. And when you start to make different decisions, it might take a little bit of time to see the results. Remember, decisions you made 10 years ago are playing out today. Majority of your life right now is the result of what you were deciding 6 months ago. So it's going to take a little bit of time to see it. So you've got to have faith and you've got to have patience, and you have to keep choosing over and over to do it differently, to make those decisions from a different place in a different way. And when you do that, when you keep doing that, when you have faith that it's going to work for you, things start to shift one little thing at a time. It's a little thing and a little thing and a little thing and a little thing. And then it starts to grow a little bit more exponentially and a little more exponentially until that gets to this tipping point when you're like, holy shit, life is good. And then those moments of life is good get bigger and bigger. And maybe you don't make $1 billion, but maybe you have more than enough to leave a legacy for your family and do everything that you ever dreamed of doing. It doesn't matter if you make billions and billions of dollars. If you're just sitting there grinding with a level 6 life, like who the fuck wants that? I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you think that's the key to getting a level 10 life, but I sure as hell would rather have a level 10 life, have the money to do what I want, take care of my family, and not just keep stacking it, because, oh my God, once I have billions and billions of dollars, then I will have a level 10 safety and freedom and blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to spend my life grinding. And then on my deathbed, I'm going to be really upset that I didn't spend time with my family and those people that I love. Because, that is the number one thing that people regret on their deathbed is not spending time with the people that they love. They regret working too much. So there's a way to do it differently. There's a way to make different decisions. There's a way to create a level 10 life. I promise you it's true. Okay, now that you know this, you're going to make different decisions. If you are going to work with somebody to help you expand that zone, expand that level 6 life to a level 10 life, remember, you've got to feel something when you're choosing to work with that person. It's either going to be this deep knowing, and then when you think about it a little bit more, there's going to be a little bit of fear, but you're going to feel something. If you don't feel anything, you're not ready to do it differently. And until you're ready to do it differently, you're going to keep getting the same results, no matter how much money you spend on a coaching program or a business guru or a consultant. So you want to feel something. The deep knowing is the best. A little bit of fear is great. But if you feel flat and you feel nothing, you've either shut down your emotions or you're not ready to do it differently. So save your money until you're ready. Or it's not the right person. So save your money until you find the right person. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time on Be the Wolf. And remember, when you operate from the truth of who you are, humanity evolves. We'll see you next time. Bye.